What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we're continuing on my DC movie rewatch, all of the DC movies in order from when they released, and we are up to 2005's Batman Begins from director Christopher Nolan, starring Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne and Batman himself. In Christian Bale's first of his trilogy movies, he is thick. I always think about these early shots of him at the League of Shadows. He just is all prison body, all thick up top, just been eating and pushing iron, you know what I'm saying? And he looks a lot like Tom Hardy from as Bane, you know, like that upper body, exactly how Tom Hardy looked, you know, where in the next movies he still is jacked, but he's much more slim and ripped than thick, you know what I'm saying? But I love how this movie starts right from the get-go, right? Like, he meets his League of Shadows foe that shall be his main villain at the end of the movie, but we don't know that yet. It's played by Liam fucking Neeson, you know, and this is like his mentor and trainer, Ra's al Ghul himself, but he doesn't know that yet. And he's like, the League of Shadows, and he, like, you know, teaches him the art of the sword and the art of the arm braces, and don't compromise your footing, and, you know, like, he's a great villain. I love me some Liam Neeson. But Liam Neeson presents him a choice. You must kill to be in the League of Shadows and do what must be done, or die. And he pretty much throws a flaming stick, starts a fire in this wooden place, you know, refuses to kill the guy, fights off the League of Shadows, saves Liam Neeson's life, and then runs away. And Liam Neeson comes back to Gotham later in the movie. Because you left him for death. You should have let me die. But his caretaker is the great, the always the legendary Michael Caine as Alfred. This is my Alfred for sure. I love me some Michael Caine so goddamn much. I also love, you know, his other, like, mentor, that is his, like, parts guy, almost, his tool maker, Lucius Fox, played by Morgan fucking Freeman, right? Like, the main characters are great, but the side supporting characters are all studs in every facet and form. Like, Christopher Nolan, like, you can feel from this first movie and into the second, maybe not so much the third, but these first two movies, you can really, really, really tell that Christopher Nolan had a very clear vision of what he was trying to do, right? Like, show us the origin, show us why he's getting into being Batman, show us how he becomes Batman. That's all this stuff gets handled in this first movie. His first takedown, his first villains, Falcone, you know, taking on the mob, that whole thing, becoming a symbol. And then the second movie gets to focus on him already being Batman and fighting his greatest villain ever, the Joker, right? Played by Heath Ledger, doing one of the greatest performances of all time. But that's next movie. This movie, we get Cillian fucking Murphy, current Oscar winner for Oppenheimer with, who do you know? Director Christopher fucking Nolan, right? So both of those dudes now, almost 20 years later, 19 years after this, are at the top of their game, winning awards in their industry for best director, best film, best picture, best leading actor, right? Like, and in this movie, he's not Batman. He's the main villain, Dr. Crane, Scarecrow, and his Scarecrow mask is scary and like shredded, and when he gives you hallucinations, it looks even worse with the maggots coming out. And this movie holds up very well. It looks pretty damn good. The shots of the Batmobile, right? Like, the rolling shots of the Batmobile just look so goddamn good when he jet propels through the waterfall. Such good freaking shots. Like, I've watched these movies so much. Like, these were on DVD repeat, right? And I'm popping in the DVDs. Like, if I was homesick when I was a young kid, there was I didn't really have video games as a kid. And, you know, if there was a snow day or something, there wasn't really much to do other than watch cable television, which sucked. No DVR, you can't choose what you want to watch. Not like streaming where you can just go search for hours on what you want to watch. Your options were like Nick, Disney Channel, MTV, TNT, TBS, those are like Spike TV was back then. Those are your options, right? So if it was on TV, I'd watch it. If I was homesick, I'd pop in the DVDs and watch 1, 2, 3 all in order, you know. And I absolutely loved it. Loved these movies, still do. just don't watch them as frequently because now I'm trying to watch 365 movies in a year. My numbers are pretty high right now, but I will say I watched Dune Part 2 last night for the 3rd time this year. So, you know, and I'm definitely going to watch that one again because Dune Part 2 is fucking amazing. I love that so much too, but I find it hilarious that Katie Holmes this is the only movie we get to see Katie Holmes as Rachel in. And it's hilarious because the memes from this, Rachel! Rachel! You know, like the way that Christian Bale's scream is, it's always been kind of funny. But he helps her, he takes her, and he's like, you've been drugged. I gave you the antidote. When you wake up, you're going to take this to Jim Gordon, make sure that he gets it. The other one you're going to take here. It's for yourself. You know, like, and he's just got such a deep voice, but you're like, oh man, this is his like childhood love. He still kind of loves her, but now he's Batman, so he can't have loves because then the people that he's close to are going to get hurt by his enemies. You know, it's a complicated thing being a superhero. Like, such great shots of him in, like, I believe they shot this in Chicago, and him up on the corner of a building like a gargoyle, and them just with, like, the and it's just you see the cape flowing in the wind, like, oh, just some of the shots that he got are fantastic. Like the shot of him, he blows the doors and he's running through Arkham and running by prisoners. He's like, excuse me, keeps running, but bats are flowing with him. Like, oh man, this bat suit looks pretty phenomenal too. Like, oh, like a modern day Keaton is what we thought this looked like in 05. Little did we know that even this is dated now, but in 2005 we really dug this Batman costume. Everyone was trying to get one of those for Halloween. I know I did. A true person that makes this movie one of my all-time favorites is Jim Gordon, played by Gary Oldman. You know, Gary Oldman's one of my favorites, and he's just got such an iconic voice and lines and great, phenomenal actor, but he is the Batman's right-hand man, and he's necessity in this movie. A necessity. Takes down Falcone. Falcone gets strung up on the signal for the bat symbol, or the bat signal, I should say. Also, a little note, I didn't realize all these years ago, but now as an adult, I've seen Game of Thrones. I know who Joffrey Baratheon is, and this little child that is with Katie Holmes and is scared from the crane's poisons is Joffrey Baratheon from Game of Thrones, like that terrible king that everyone hated that got poisoned to death. Yeah, fuck that kid. And even in 2005, I hated this kid. So, you know, even though he's not, like, you know, the problem, he's just a young kid, you know, getting affected by Crane's shit. He's just like a bystander getting messed up in this whole process, and that's like they're showing, oh, how do the normal people react to this? Not just Batman and Rachel and Jim. You know, they wanted to show a little bit of like what's happening on the street levels, and that part's kind of interesting. Like the cop, the big fat cop. Where are the drugs going? I don't know. They're in the Narrows. You know, like that fat cop. What's his name? Flask or something like that. He's like points a gun at other inmates, and like chaos is ensuing on the streets. But Batman got Rachel some antidote, and this poor kid's losing his mind. She's like, I got you, I'll hold you. She points the taser. She's like, I'm gonna get him. Batman shows up. She goes, wait, who are you? It's not what I do on the inside, but what I do that defines me. And she's like, Bruce? And he's like, oh, fucking jumps out. What a great fucking impersonation. But one of my favorite parts in the movie, he goes, oh God, the Narrows are terrible. How are they going to do it? The train, we got to take down the train. How are we going to do it? And he goes, can you drive stick? And he gives Jim Gordon the Batmobile, and Jim Gordon the Batmobile starts ripping around and bumps into like some cans. He's like, sorry. You know, like just the little shots of them cutting into the Batmobile and seeing Gary Oldman's face crack me up. I love that. But Gary Oldman is successful, shoots out the pillars on the train, collapses the train line so that the thing will crash, and he like shoots the thing, yes, and then the thing starts to fall. He goes, oh fuck, and they gotta like, oh, you gotta back up the Batmobile. You can't be in the crossfire here. You're gonna get crushed. Although I think he'd be fine in the tank. But Bruce Wayne lets his first person die. Doesn't kill him, but says, I don't have to save you, or I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you either. Pew! Flies out the back. Friggin' Liam Neeson turns around, closes his eyes. This train just this whole explosion of the train looks really damn good too. Christopher Nolan knows what he's doing. I assume that was maybe miniatures or something, but still looks really good. And then he drops us with a cliffhanger teasing the next movie, damn well knowing what he's doing in the next movie, because the person that robbed the thing at the end of the movie left a calling card. And what is that calling card? A Joker card from a deck of cards. I wonder what that means. Does it mean that the Joker is going to be in Batman 2? Kicking fucking ass! Yes, it does. And stay tuned, because we will be covering Batman The Dark Knight Rises on... Batman The Dark Knight, and then the Batman The Dark Knight Rises on the channel. So stay tuned for that. If this video gets 15 to 20 likes in the first couple days, I will do that video sooner rather than later. And that is up to you guys. But stay tuned. The next one in my DC order is Superman Returns. So if you guys want this video, and you guys drop the likes, drop some comments, subscribe, hit the bell, let me know that you want the next one. I will get it done sooner than putting it off and, doing the Lego video and a couple of the movie reviews. And I will push that one up ahead, in front of the other things. You know what I'm saying? And I will do that for you guys if that's what you want. So let Big Cam know in the comment section below. Follow me on my other social medias, link in the description below. You can check me out on Letterboxd. All my movie reviews are over there. My name's Big Cam. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, you're a legend. I love you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps the channel and goes a long way. And if you've made it this far in the video and you've watched the whole thing, no skipping ahead, no nothing like that, you have helped the channel more than you could possibly know, and I appreciate you more than you know. And I will not drag on any longer. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.